Hi guys. Now would you agree with me if I say that introverts and extroverts are one of the most highly misunderstood topics in all of psychology? It is very simple. A lot of us use it. Actually, the funny part is people who don't even understand English use the word introverts and extroverts now without even knowing the very real and subtle meaning of what they really denote. And now that is what is going to be the theme of this episode, knowing introverts and extroverts. Now let us take a look at what introverts and extroverts relate from psychology to philosophy. Now, in my previous episode, which you can see right here, I had mentioned that there are two distinct paths towards the same goal, that is path of action and path of knowledge. If we could take that back to psychology for a second, the path of knowledge could be associated with a type of a person who is an introvert. He wants to find more about himself as a person. He wants to understand the reality of life from within and is not bothered about the external world because that is just a picturization. On the other hand, a person who is opting for the path of action is someone who's an extrovert, who's someone who is engaged in action, who's someone who takes great pride in performing the duties of life as an individual. Now, we've mentioned in the earlier video that neither one of those is superior to the other. That is the same thing for introverts and extroverts. We really don't need to compare. It is completely pertaining to one's own individual nature. But the fun fact here is, many people actually think that introverts are people who are quiet, whereas extroverts are people who are expressive. That couldn't be more wrong in their judgment. Now, this is one of the main reasons why we judge people incorrectly as well. See, because people could talk a lot. They could talk a lot, and I mean a lot, but still they wouldn't reveal anything about themselves as a person. They might be completely expressive. They might be like a Virat Kohli when they talk to you, but they won't reveal anything about themselves. And on the other hand, an extrovert might be very calm. He might be as calm as Dhoni in 2010, but still, he will reveal the information about himself much more often than what an introvert does. See, an introvert or an extrovert is not measured by the quantity of words or by the nature of their talk, but by the subject of what they communicate through an external person. Now, if a person is completely content with oneself, it doesn't matter whether they are talkative, it doesn't matter whether they are a little clingy or whatever other word or adjective that you want to throw there, they have realized the aspect of them within, whereas the extroverts would be able to generate that same feeling only when they are expressive. Now, neither of them are wrong. Neither of them are wrong. There is a statement that says, be casual with whatever floats your boat, and that's the same thing here. Whatever comes naturally to you, whichever tendency you feel is something that you are really good at. If expressiveness is able to generate much more motivation, much more dedication from your aspect, then an expressive nature is your true individual one. On the other hand, if you want to remain more subtle and if you feel in the belief of silence you would be able to perform better, then the art of an introvert is much more better. However, as I said, it is the subject that is being spoken as an individual that determines the difference between an introvert and an extrovert, and not by the quantity of their words or by the nature of their talk. Now, this is the psychological definition of how we could link it to ancient philosophy, where they say that the two paths a person needs to take is either path of action or path of knowledge. And in order to go in either one of those paths, you need something known as path of devotion. The path of devotion couldn't be more away from temples and prayers or everything. It simply means dedication. In either path, if you're dedicated, you would reach the light at the end of the tunnel. And that is the exact point that we are trying to make you think in this very video. And the first step to do that is just to free our minds, and it will always lead the way. Now that's a wrap for this particular episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do give a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys in the next video. And until then, it is goodbye, and of course, thank you for watching.